Hey all you Splinterheads, welcome back. Bronze Dragon here saying thanks for dropping by. With Land 1.5 right around the corner, I wanted to take a look into what made up our land of Praetoria. What all the regions and territories look like, where our land plots were. I found it pretty interesting. Where did our creatures come from? Where do our characters, the various characters in the Splinterlands story, reside? With that said, the team has been releasing a series of lore articles, and I figured I'd dip into them. And with that, I'm going to do a series of short videos. In this first series, each one of them is going to be about each particular territory in Praetoria. So hopefully you like it. You might get a little bit of information out of it. If not, it's a little bit of flavor. I like it, and hope you do too. With that said, this has been Bronze Dragon, and I'll catch you on the flip side. The pristine Northwest Territory is bordered by the Colossus Ocean to the north, the Icewall Bay to the east, the Broken Lands to the south, and the Primordic Sea to the west. It derives its etymology from its largely unspoiled and uninhabited areas. The Frigid Coasts is a tundra that stretches the lengths of the pristine northwest, northern, and eastern coasts, bordered by the Colossus Sea and Icewall Bay, respectively. It is known for its frigid temperatures and short growing seasons. Mostly treeless, its vegetation is composed of dwarf shrubs, sedges, grasses, mosses, and lichen. Mount Vinterdun rises along the northern shore of the frigid coasts. At nearly 8,000 meters, it is the territory's tallest mountain, making it a prominent landmark for navigation by both land and sea. The Skyspire Mountains in the east extend south into the Broken Lands. The Crystal River is named for the large ice flows that give it a crystalline appearance in the winter. The Northwest Lowlands comprises the central part of the pristine Northwest. Dominated by grasslands, it is mostly flat and low elevation. The soil here is deep and fertile, and the flat terrain facilitates crop production and livestock grazing. In the west, two large glacial lakes, Lake Majora and Lake Minora, support a diverse ecosystem of fauna. The area Barrens is characterized by its arid climate, lack of topsoil, and minimal vegetation. It is comprised primarily of ravines, gullies, and buttes. Its primary feature is a deep canyon that runs its length. Carved by the Area River, the canyon reaches depths of nearly 500 meters before emptying into the Primordic Sea. Crosswinds above the cold currents and upwellings of the Primordic Sea pick up little moisture, resulting in low temperatures and very little precipitation along the western coast of the pristine Northwest. Subsequently, this area is dominated by the Oni Desert, with its near-freezing climate along the coast and sweltering temperatures farther inland. It is mostly a vast plain of sand and billowing dunes. However, in places, underground sources of water in the form of springs and seeping aquifers form oases, though these are few and far between. The Oni Desert is generally a desolate place with living conditions hostile to both plants and animals. Although it seldom rains, the occasional downpour can result in deadly flash floods, and high winds create sand and dust storms that are just as dangerous. Cape Carnage is a peninsula located on the west coast of the pristine Northwest. Little is known of its flora or fauna. The few explorers who dared venture upon its shores and deeper inland returned with tales of terrifying beasts and leviathans found nowhere else in the Splinterlands, but most did not return at all. Massive glacial ice shelves tower over either side of the Icewall Inlet, which leads from the Colossus Ocean into Icewall Bay. Sometimes chunks of ice will break off those shelves, creating icebergs that drift through the inlet and make passage hazardous for even the most skilled of navigators. The Kingdom of Crimea has laid claim to much of the northwest portion of the pristine Northwest and continues to expand south. Its capital, New Dawn, is located on the west coast of the Northwest Lowlands. Port Pristine, located at the mouth of the Crystal River in the north, is a major trading port for the kingdom. Several Silver Shield garrisons stand on the kingdom's frontier as well. The Gloridax Empire has established settlements along the west coast of Icewall Bay. The clans of Gaeltzland has laid claim to the highlands near Mount Vinterdun and established multiple settlements in the area. The largest is Firth. Some of the larger populations of native Praetorians include various tribes on the plains of the Northwest Lowlands, Ullanden in the wetlands between the Oni Desert and the Northwest Lowlands, and a heavy Fey presence in and around Lake Majora and Lake Minora.